This saga began like many others in the ANC's turbulent history with an arrest, but this time, it wasn't some unknown backbencher or minor mayor, it was Mantashe himself, a long-standing and deeply entrenched member of the ANC inner circle. His arrest on charges connected to irregular tender deals sent shockwaves through the party. But what followed was even more unexpected. Just days after being detained and interrogated, Mantashe dropped a bombshell. Not in the courts, but in a parliamentary session watched live across the country. With a trembling voice and unfiltered rage, he turned his fire not at opposition parties or the judiciary, but squarely at the man many see as the face of the new Dawn, President Cyril Ramaphosa. The Mantashe-Ramaphosa relationship has never been uncomplicated. Both men were touted as masters of the post-Zuma era, positioned as reformers, technocrats, and men of principle. But behind the scenes, insiders whisper that the alliance was always tense, a marriage of convenience, not conviction. In his explosive testimony, Mantashe accused Ramaphosa of orchestrating corruption cloaked as clean governance. He claimed that his own arrest was a distraction, a smoke screen to protect more powerful figures, particularly the president. According to Mantashe, Ramaphosa not only knew about illicit tenders and backdoor deals but actively directed some of them through proxies and clean hands. What is even more dramatic about this revelation is the deep sense of betrayal Mantashe expressed. He painted a picture of a president who uses allies as pawns and discards them when public pressure mounts. "I took bullets for the ANC for this leadership," Mantashe said, his voice rising. "But when the heat came, I was thrown to the wolves." He detailed how, during his term as Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, he was pressured to sign off on deals that benefited Ramaphosa-linked companies. He spoke of memos, text messages, and even private meetings where directives were given to bypass procurement protocols, all in the guise of speeding up development. What was once dismissed as factional gossip is now being echoed in Parliament, in courtrooms, and across the streets of South Africa. The African National Congress, already grappling with dwindling public support, internal disunity, and electoral decline, is now staring down its worst nightmare, open war, among its most senior members. The ANC leadership has gone into full-blown damage control, issuing statements that distance the party from Mantashe's remarks, calling them unfounded and deeply regrettable. But the party faithful aren't buying it. Across the country, branches are calling for a special conference, urging an independent inquiry not just into Mantashe's arrest but into Ramaphosa's entire presidency. To many, this is not just one man's downfall. It's about the soul of the ANC and whether it can still be salvaged from the grip of corruption and political betrayal. For some, Mantashe's bombshell was a desperate move by a man backed into a corner, although to others, it seemed like part of some strategic play. With Ramaphosa weakened by recent scandals which include failure and charges of state capture 2.0, Mantashe may be trying to rebrand himself as the truth teller, the wrong veteran who was used and discarded. He knows the ANC's support base is tired, angry, and disillusioned. And in a country where political careers are often resurrected from the ashes of scandal, Mantashe might just be preparing for his own political resurrection. The next few weeks are going to be crucial. Will the ANC rally behind Ramaphosa, or will more leaders follow Mantashe's lead and come forward? Will investigators finally lift the lid on the backdoor networks that seem to operate in plain sight? What is clear is this: the ANC is now fighting battles on every front within itself, in court, and in the court of public opinion. The mask has slipped, and South Africans are watching. Mantashe's fall from grace might have been expected, but his willingness to pull others down with him, especially the president, has taken the nation by storm. This is not just a story about corruption, it's a story about power, loyalty, betrayal, and what happens when truth becomes too loud to silence. If you've made it this far, you know this isn't just another headline, it's a wake-up call. South Africa is changing, and so is the ANC. Don't miss a single update. Subscribe right now, hit that notification bell, and stay with us as we break down the stories that matter. We bring you the truth raw, unfiltered, and sans fear or favor. Share this video if you believe the people deserve answers.